I'm Rick, Meathead. How's everybody doing? I've got Shamir is in with me, and later we're going to have Jeremy, and hopefully Jeff's going to show up. So this is a membership drive. It is for members only to chat. If you want to chat, you need to join. Let's see. I have something for that. I made something. Well, first of all, that's our goal. 100 members, not tonight, obviously, but we're going to do this a few times. Right now, we're sitting at 29 members, where our goal is to hit 100 members. So if you take a membership, you will be able to chat, and I will give you a shout out. And then maybe if you want, you can even come on to the show. People are allowed to be on the show as always here. Let's see, where's that one? We'll put that ticker. So if you follow the ticker on the bottom, it tells you how to get on the show. If you have all the requirements, just send me an email and we can get you on, ask a question, have a little chat, and maybe become a member. You can become a member by, what did I do there? Oh, that's also, okay. Become a member by clicking the join button. I thought it was up on top there. To help support the channel, that's how you do it. And I want to put something else up for that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. Do you know what I'm doing here, Shamir? I'm not sure. Do you?
I think you've got this.
You got it. Yeah, but I wanted to put this back so that people learn on it. Okay.
Ooh, Dono hype.
Dono hype.
Yes.
Now I'm lost. Somebody's in the room. Habs Guru.
Yes.
Some Habs Guru hype, but no, you're not the only one, but you're the only one talking. Hey, Habs Guru. How's it going, buddy? Thank you for the dono. Some Habs Guru hype if anyone's talking in the chat, and some dono hype.
I like that avatar that Habs Guru has.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one. You can't fix stupid. I like that. That's too provocative for me, though. I'll get in trouble if I show that one. But I like that one, buddy. That's a good one. So we got 14 people in the room. I guess only Habs Guru is he's the only member. So you need to be a member to chat tonight. And this is a membership drive. So we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. Jeremy's going to join us in a couple of minutes. Shamir is here. Shamir, did I give you a chance to say hi? I don't know if I did.
Hey, Rick. Hey, everybody in the chat room there. Hope your hump day is going well.
Hump day, Mike,
Yes.
Mike. It's hump day. You know that commercial?
No.
With the camel. You don't know the one with the camel? I don't know who it's for, what the commercials are. But it's a camel going around an office going, Mike, something like that. And you know what day it is? It's the best day, or something like that. It's hump day. Trying to get people to say hump day.
And we're on the right side of it, too.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
We are. It is. And we are less than, well, actually, we're 23 hours away from game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Montreal versus Toronto. We're going to talk about that here tonight. We're going to talk about some stuff going on, news and notes type of stuff for the Habs. And and hopefully some of you guys will join up. Let me put up some stuff here so that people will. So this is, there. So it's a membership drive. Let me take something off here because I'm an idiot. Okay, now you can see everything. All right. So it's a membership drive. You can join today, become a member. Starts as low as $1.99. How can you get a better bargain than that? What do you think, Shamir? Can you get a better bargain than that?
I can't think of a better bargain.
And if you join, you can chat too. Awesome. Am I selling it enough? No, maybe I should do a little harder. Having fun tonight, guys. All right, so we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on with the Habs. Nothing bad. Just, leading up to the playoffs. I was going to do an odds and ends video today, but I took 2 days off. Today was day 2. I didn't really do that much. Not in front of the camera, anything, and it was all behind the scenes kind of stuff. But I did gather up some stuff, and the first one is kind of on a sad note, but we're going to talk about it. And before we get to that, we got Jeremy back. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey.
We are live. We are live on the air, and he's wearing a North Stars shirt. I love that.
Oh, awesome. Thanks. I stole it on my brother. So
awesome. I like that. The old North Stars. That's great. Great.
Actually,
awesome. So sorry.
Oh, this is my second time on. I just realized that not once have I rocked any Montreal gear, but I don't generally wear that stuff to. I don't wear that stuff to work. Right? That's for.
No, exactly. You're at work, and I'm not rocking any Montreal gear. Neither is Shamir. I don't think, unless that's a.
No. I knew Shamir would keep
Shamir's
it legit.
rocking the gear. Shamir's rocking the gear. All right, so we're going to talk about something first. Now, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember this guy, but condolences go out to the family of former Montreal Canadian Gilles Lupien. Lupien was a defenseman and a tough guy. He would scrap, and I mean, this probably was kind of like an Alex Emlin, and I guess Alex Romanov type. Lupien, not the most talented defenseman, but he was on, I don't know how many Stanley Cup teams, but I know he was on a couple of, at least one anyway. I'll show you the picture. That's the one that's in the background. So that's him. I don't know if you guys can see that, but up in the top corner, the left corner, you see the guy in the back behind Pierre Mondu, and number 18 is Serge Savard. That's Lupien in the back there. So he won the cup with the Habs. And yeah, so he passed away. He was, oh, you know what? I didn't get how old he was. Huh, that's funny. Not funny in that way, but he was in his 60s anyway, because he was playing here for like 40 years ago. So he's in his late 60s, I would imagine. So, like I said, condolences go out to former Hab, the family of former Hab, Gilles Lupien. You guys remember Gilles Lupien?
I do. Is that the 78 Cup team?
I don't know which one that is. It's a picture that I found of him with the cup. I would think it's 78 or 79. So
79 we won at home. I was guessing maybe 77 because that looked like the Boston Garden in the background.
There you go. That could be 77. If that's the case, that means he was here for 3 cups, because he was here into the 80s. I do believe. I don't think they traded him away till the 80s. And so this was wasn't the hugest part of the team. Like he wasn't a regular top 4 defenseman, but he was around for a while, and I think he went on to play for. I saw where, and I can't remember, but I think he went on to 2 other destinations after leaving Montreal. So
for some reason, Washington is jumping in my mind.
It's possible that he played in Washington. He played for 2 other teams. I saw them earlier when I was putting all this together, and doesn't want to come out. Next up, if anybody was worried about this man, that is our captain, Shea Weber. Shea Weber says this: he is 100% ready to go for game 1 of the playoffs. He is no longer wearing that little device. I tried to find a picture of that. I couldn't, but he's so that's off his hand. I saw a highlight of him in practice today. It's practice, but I mean, looking good, So Shea Weber will be back on the ice, definitely in game 1. What do you guys think about that?
Honestly, you're going to need his veteran presence with those young defensemen. And he's our captain right now. So it's always good to have the leader of the room. Even though deep down I still believe that Gallagher is the guy. Even if the C is on Shea Weber. So having both of them back, I'm absolutely thrilled with. But is he a little slow? Yes, but hopefully
rested and healthy.
Playoffs and
rested and healthy, he should be able to keep up. My hope. Just before Shamir, Matt, thank you, appreciate that. Some Matt hype. Well, it's still only Matt and House Guru, and some Dono hype. But thanks, Matt. I really appreciate that. So Shamir, what's your opinion? Having Weber back after missing, I think he missed 8 games.
Yeah, I agree with what Jeremy said in terms of it certainly helps with the veteran presence there, but also on the other hand, we were playing better without Weber in the lineup. So I'm a bit torn on whether or not I'd like to see Weber in the lineup. But yeah, he is our captain, and you just don't want to see a huge ton of salaries sitting on the bench when he's healthy enough to play. As well, and And who knows? Maybe he does turn it around. In game one. I mean, maybe he might surprise us.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think. I think a healthy, rested Weber shouldn't hurt us. I saw also a highlight. He was hitting the crossbar in the post with shots. So he was taking shots and hitting the post. So like making dingers, as you call it. So
Those Weber clappers.
So he's feeling good, and that can't be a bad thing for Montreal. I mean, how can it be a bad thing, right? To have
his shot on the power play is absolutely a key part to our power play. So
clappers.
Yeah, exactly. Now, speaking of Shea Weber, who's a leader on the team, Carey Price, also a leader on the team. A lot of people are talking about how, he hasn't looked interested and, his attitude hasn't been great and all that. So something happened today that kind of maybe says that I don't have the video, but here's a picture of Carey Price breaking his stick on the post after letting in a shot from, I don't know from who, but just in practice, giving up a goal that he wasn't happy with. And he broke his stick, and everybody has it out on Twitter, like, Price is back, and he's all pumped. Okay, so I see it as two ways. He's either that, he's pumped, he's ready to go, doesn't want to give up any goals, even in practice. Or I'm wondering also, does that mean maybe he's not quite there yet, and he's a little mad at himself for giving that up because he's not there yet? That's my worry. So how do you guys see that?
Unfortunately, I agree with the latter. I don't know that he is ready. I am a little worried. The only thing after last year and those two playoff series that he stood on his head and he was the Price of old. And when it comes down to it, that is the thing I'm holding on to, that once that puck drops tomorrow, it's playoff Price and not regular season Price. And the sad thing is I had this conversation with a Leaf friend of mine who has the TML on his shoulder for some reason. That I have a feeling if Carey Price doesn't shine in this, that it would not surprise me because of the contract if Montreal tries to buy him out.
Buying him out would be horrible. I don't see a buyout, but I could see them then trying to maybe move on from him, trying to find a deal. But buying him out would be absolute nightmare. An absolute nightmare, man. No. Seriously. But I could see, like, if they're not, I can see them trying to move on from him. Definitely. Shamir, what do you think about that?
I think that with Price, that hopefully he is well rested and ready, but I do worry as well that perhaps he's not ready.
You need a drink of water.
I'm choking on.
I was just going to say, it's killing you to have to talk bad about Price. I understand. It kills me.
Yeah. At least I'm not wearing my Price jersey right now. But in terms of Price, that hopefully he's ready. But the other way I can really take that, and it might be a bit of a worry, is that hopefully that doesn't also show that hopefully he doesn't get rattled easily if he gives up a goal or two, because that's been a worry for here and there in terms of Price or just any goalie.
But especially coming off the injuries, the kind of season he's had, the up and down. It's something to worry about. I just want to get to this. Matt was saying this is about Weber. He likes him in the lineup because he'll abuse anyone who tries to park in front of Carey. He sent Matthews to the chiropractor a few times. True, those cross checks, Matthews doesn't like it. So that's a good point, because Weber could really be a big part of being that thorn in Matthews' side that we kind of need to have to throw Matthews off his game as much as we can. Anyway,
also, as much pressure as Carey and stuff is on, I really feel all the pressure is on the Leafs in this series.
Yeah, I don't say all, but I got the bulk of it has to be, right? They have to win. It's like they have to win, and having to face Montreal to do that has to be even, just has to be unnerving a little bit, right? You think?
Oh, it absolutely has to. I mean, if they have another year where they're out in the first round and they are out because of the Habs,
And they lost to Montreal to boot, yeah.
that fan base is going to go insane.
You're going to see a meltdown, front office,
Fire
players.
Dubas would be the hashtag on
hashtag
social
fire
media.
Dubas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just fired a Dubas. That's one of my
Yeah.
I still got a couple hours to go. You're killing me.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Okay, so we talked about Price. Let's shit, I covered almost everything. Let's talk about the Black Aces. Let me put this up. So they named 9 players to call the Black Ace squad. So these are guys. Let me get rid of that banner. And these are guys that wrong banner. There you go. So these are guys that I guess if there's any injuries, I guess for injuries, right? These are like the taxi squad during the season. These are the guys that are going to be on that squad. So we got Alex Belzile, Laurent Dauphin, Lucas Vadimo, Jesse Alonen, Otto Leskinen, Cale Fleury, Xavier Ouellet stays, Caden Primo, Michael McNiven. Plus we have the extras on the team right now are obviously KK Caulfield, Michael Frolik, and Charlie Lindgren. So those are the guys that the team will rely on in case there is any reason, if they go far. First of all, that's like probably you wouldn't see these guys in the first round. But, if they do go far, one of these guys could be something important. What do you think about the guys that are on the squad? Do you think anybody's missing?
I'm just trying to think now, go through the Laval roster.
Like if you're going to say Ryan Poehling, well, Poehling's out with a wrist injury, so that's why he's not there. So if anybody's wondering, that's why Poehling's not there.
I do like Cale Fleury, personally. I can tell you none of them jump off the page like Denny Savard in '93. So
well, okay, but I mean these are the guys from the minors. So I mean nothing. This is just in case things go bad and they get a lot of injuries because they already have. You've got Caulfield and KK there, Frolik there already for the first injuries that it might happen, right? So if it goes beyond that, these are the guys they're gonna have to choose from.
Honestly, as far as the Black Aces go, I'm more surprised with Romanov, KK, and Caulfield being Black Aces after all this season. Especially the way Caulfield's been playing the last little while and going against a team that we have trouble scoring against and who's got a game winner against the team that we're facing in the first round. It's just puzzling. It's just one of those things that Montreal always seems to do every year. They may either put someone on the bench or they don't put someone down.
Explanation is actually here. So let me just take a drink of water and I'm going to show you the explanation. Dominic Ducharme was obviously asked about this. And this is his explanation, part of it anyway. Cole got to practice with us a bit, even if it was just some morning skates. And he got to see the games to see how it goes. He's attentive and intelligent. He'll do the same thing this week. And I think it's good for him. He's going to grow as a player as we start this series. And you shouldn't be surprised to see him get into our lineup eventually. And when he does it, I think he'll be that much more prepared than if he arrived and was surprised by it. Regarding Kotkaniemi, who had a tough end of the season, I see him a bit like hammering a nail. At a certain point, the nail starts to get crooked. And if you keep smacking on it, it only becomes more crooked. What we went through towards the end of the season didn't allow us to straighten out the nail. With our schedule and all our injuries and everything else, we had to just keep smacking away at it. And what we're doing right now with this week of preparation and everything else is straightening out KK. And I'm not looking too far ahead, but say KK plays a game 2. It'll be his 57th of 58 games this year. He just needs to keep progressing and advancing in this process. We like him. We like his potential and like what he does and what he's going to become. We're just taking one step back to straighten him out. So he's the KK we want to have and the KK he wants to be for when he does get in. He needs to continue to progress to be the player we want and he wants to be in the long term too. So that's the explanation. Now, for me, my first reaction in seeing them out of the lineup was it's a mistake, right? But when you see that explanation, that's a fair explanation. I think that's very fair. So my criticism of Ducharme for doing this kind of is tempered because my only worry is this with his explanation is how long does he wait? Is he going to wait till it's down 3 games to none or 3 games to 1 before he brings them in? Is it in game 2 if they've lost game 1? Like, that's my only question is how long does he wait?
Now, the only thing I do actually agree with Caulfield and his reasoning. That's kind of smart. And with Tatar back and stuff like that, you should not have to rely on the rookie. KK, though, has been playing all year. And I know they're saying they need to take him out like the nail straight and the nail out. But I really, truly believe that it's something that maybe they should have done last week or the week before when his play was suffering and have him ready for the playoffs. Because he did play very well last year in the playoffs.
He did. That was my reasoning. I just want to say this before Shamir, you get it. With Eric Staal, I mean, this is the reason they brought Eric Staal in. So I guess you got to give him a game, right? You got to get. It's easier to. Part of the other explanation I didn't put up here, but it's easier to play the veterans, and if it doesn't go well, bring in KK and Caulfield, then go the other way. Bring in KK Caulfield, it doesn't go well. Now the veterans are pissed off a little bit. Am I playing it right? They didn't get that shot first. Now you're going at them. The egos work like that. So it kind of makes sense. The first game is about feeling each other out anyway, and then usually the adjustments come along either during the game or definitely second, third game. That's when you're making your big adjustments, right? So it kind of makes sense to do this. So what do you think, Shamir? What do you think about this?
Yeah, initially I was just asking myself, why is Caulfield not in the lineup because of the way that he
the scoring
played towards the end of the regular season, but I can see the logic behind that explanation. At least it's, neutralized me, because before I was just like, why? It was just seemed mind-blowing.
Yeah.
As for KK, also, like initially I could see the merit in him being benched just because the second half of the season, he just clearly wasn't playing well. But yes, I do agree with you, Jeremy. Maybe he should have been benched maybe towards the end of the season and, just iron out some of those kinks in practice and what have you.
You guys both aren't taking into account the injuries that were there. Could they really have benched him? They needed the body. They literally needed the body out there. And they didn't have moves to make to bring in. Okay, they could have benched him. Well, no, they couldn't bench him unless he's injured. If they couldn't bring up somebody because they'd run out of moves, right? So sitting KK maybe wasn't really an option at the end. So,
but do you really think it's going to do him much good mentally being benched for the first game of the playoffs? I don't know.
You know what? He's a coach's kid. His dad was a coach, a good coach in Finland. So he's a coach's kid. He understands these things. I think, I think, look what happened when they sent him down to the AHL. He was getting his game back last year. Then he got injured. I think he can benefit from something like this. I'm not saying like a guy like Alex Galchenyuk would, but but somebody like that, right? But I don't think he's like that. This is a coach's kid, and not a crazy coach. Like his dad was a little bit. Galchenyuk was a coach also, but like, so he comes from a normal family. I think he's very coachable. I think it's a reasonable explanation in my mind. I think it's reasonable. I just want to take 1 second to say this is a membership drive. video. If you want to chat with us, you got to take a membership. They start as low as $1.99. So also, if you're having a good time, give a thumbs up. Consider taking a membership, and you can join us here in the chat, and you can ask us some questions. So so let's get out of here. So I think KK, I think it's fine, personally. And for Caulfield, I think the same thing. The kid's very coachable, intelligent kid. He said that he did learn when he was here before he got into any games. He said it was very beneficial watching from up close like this, and it helped him when he did start. So I don't see anything wrong with maybe making the same approach here. Sorry.
Also, if Staal is getting this playing time, considering how poorly he played since we got him,
right.
This is his time to step it up because,
he has to.
With his playoff experience and everything,
Here's a question. How long do you give him? How short a leash does he have to get his game together?
If he's still doing like 15% or something, I'm doing poorly on faceoffs, for instance, I just, pull the plug on him, pretty quickly.
I'm asking, game 2, yeah. If he has a shitty first game 2, he's out?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I have to agree with that because, if he can't step it up after a week of rest, and he's a professional, he's been around a long time, he's been around for a lot of playoffs. If he doesn't know how to get ready for his game, and he comes out flat, there's no reason to even believe at all that game 2 is going to be any different.
And when you got someone like Caulfield and KK,
don't wait.
Go with the youth and the speed. If him or Perry can't keep up with Toronto.
Perry, I think, has a longer leash than Staal. I give Perry an extra game, but Staal for me has a 1-game leash. And if he wants to extend it, well, you got to show on ice.
And I love all the Staal kids, watching them in World Juniors and stuff like that. So I really hope he does, have a great playoffs and we go a long way with them.
I hope tomorrow, at the end of tomorrow night, we're going, wow, Eric Staal was fantastic. I have no problem to say that. Just, you got to do it. He's got to do it.
I want to be so wrong tomorrow night because, like I said, I'm not expecting much from Price. I'm worried about the veterans over the youth when playing a fast team like this. I'm hoping that it comes out and Weber gets a goal on the power play, that everything is clicking, Price stands on his head, and we pull off the first win of the series.
Yeah.
It's just in the pit of my stomach, and, Rick and Shamir, we've all been Habs fans for years. Rick a little bit longer than us, but
thank you.
I'm 42 years old, so anytime I can make a dig at someone a little older, I'm sorry.
You're just a kid, a pup.
But it's just that sinking dread feeling that I've had since '93, and I joked with my dad before when I was leaving for work. I was like, Dad, I said, you're a Leafs fan. I know you've been waiting a while, hopefully, to see a cup. I hope it's not this year or next year, but
or ever.
Right? But I just got that feeling, and I honestly, if Price can't do it this year, it's only a matter of time before everyone starts talking about the curse of Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to shout out Jason. Jason, thank you, new member. Thank you so much. So some Jason hype for everybody who's in the room, and some new member hype.
Jason.
Thank you. So the membership drive, now you're the first new member off the membership drive. I want to thank you so much for that. I can't see which membership they take. Roster spot? Can you see, Shamir?
I'm not in YouTube right now. I can't really see it.
No worries. I'll see it after. Yeah. But thank you so much, Jason. Thank you. We just lost Jeremy. He'll be back. So there you go. See, first new member from the
one member at a time.
One member at a time. That's how we build this.
Yep.
There you go, Jeremy.
Yeah, no, I went and hit the chat button, and then I hit the button to go back to the screen,
no
and then
worries.
it kicked me out. I was like, no.
No worries. You come back in. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem. So that's cool. We got a new member. I had a question. I had something I wanted to get onto next. I got to think for a second. Let's go by this token too. We asked about short leash on who were we asking? What was I saying? Short leash on
Staal.
Staal. How about Carey Price? Does Carey Price have any kind what's satisfactory for Carey Price to play like tomorrow that he gets the second game too?
If they lose,
can he play himself out of game 2 tomorrow?
I think so.
What would that be?
If they lose the game by say 2, maybe 3, because there's a part of me, if like this was the prediction, I would be saying 6-1. I've been saying it all week for Toronto tomorrow. And if Carey Price lets in some goals and don't look 100% solid, only because Jake Allen has been playing very well and stepped up when needed, and for the first time since Price, maybe in Halak, that I am so confident that if need be, they should go with Allen in game 2. It's all about winning. I love Carey Price, but as a Montreal fan, first I want the goaltender who's going to be in to play, and I just really think that if Price does not,
if he shits the bed,
you got to try Allen, and if Allen shits the bed, then you know what, go back to Price. You can always go back to Price for game 3.
Yeah.
But Allen had won some games. He's probably been a little bit more consistent than Price, in my opinion, this year.
Yeah, consistency.
But the worst thing is if he comes in and he does well, and with the contract that Price got, you're basically watching Jake Allen play his way into Seattle.
True. Possibly. Definitely. Shamir, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think that if game 1 ends up being a blowout loss for the Habs, then yeah, you go with Allen for game 2. But Price can still, if we still lose, but they're close losses with Price and net, I still think that it's still Price's job to lose in terms of the starting gig. But
how does he? What does he have to do to lose? Like, what would it take for you to say, yeah, we got to go with Allen for game 2?
If he, if the Habs lose, like blowout games, like after game 1, then I would put in Allen for game 2, for instance.
Here's a twist to that then. What if they lose, say, like Jeremy said, 6-1, but on every Toronto goal, the defense just left Price out to dry?
Now that's awesome that you said that, because I was just going to bring up that scenario myself. If it's not Price's fault, if you see like the last time we played Toronto, there was a bunch of 2-on-1s, 2-on-9.
Yeah, exactly.
If that happens, you can't blame the goalie, especially if it's people like Matthews coming in on your Nylander, Tavares. Yeah. Even Carefoot's got a decent shot. I mean, you can't blame it on the goalie. It's the defense. And then you look at maybe bringing Romanov and getting the kid back into the lineup. But if it is on Carey Price, I really think that if you're a smart coach, I know that Price is the man, but if he's not playing it, and especially after the little shakeup that he had there in Laval where he didn't look sharp, excuse me, you have to go with Allen in game 2, in my opinion.
Yeah. For me, I think, exactly that. If as long as Price isn't at fault for the bulk of whatever we lose by, if we lose, he gets to start after that. But if he really shits the bed, you got to go with Allen, at least for a start. But it brings up this then, because the 2 games in Toronto are 2 games in 3 nights. they come to Montreal for 2 games back-to-back. So now, it could be a problem, right? You might, like, say Price is playing well. Does Price get the back-to-backs? Because, usually when you have a good goalie, he's playing well, you're not really bringing in your backup. Not in the playoffs, right? Not in the playoffs.
And this is true, and especially if your starting goaltender is Carey Price and has really been the face of the franchise. There's nothing I want more than him to stand on his head and even to shut him out tomorrow. But it's sad to say that I just don't have the confidence in him. And if I was the coach after all of this season, I would probably be starting Jake Allen tomorrow night. And that's just because I have more confidence.
Yeah, I know. What would it say for Carey's confidence? Like, say you start Allen. Allen is whatever. He's okay, but Toronto wins. You come back with Price in the second. It's not really going to be great for his confidence. Even though he's Carey Price and it shouldn't matter, it's still, that's not really a great thing to do. I think Carey, as long as he's ready, has to start.
And also, this is one of the main reasons we brought in Allen this season, so Carey Price is not fatigued in the playoffs, so we can give him these kinds of, even if he does have to play these kinds of back-to-backs, that he's not fatigued easily.
Which is the reason why, quite frankly, I think they split the Montreal games. But I'll say this. If Montreal is able to take one of the 2 games, if not both games in Toronto, but at least one, if it were me, you know what? I think I might split the 2 games between the 2 goalies. We have another guest here. We have another guest. Drum roll. Where's the drum? Hey, where's the drum roll? Oh, it's not ready.
I'm not up in the music room other than that.
So, Luna, sorry we don't have a drum roll. Luna is joining us. Thank you for coming in.
Hey.
Hello.
I tried to get a band. They didn't show up. How you been?
I'm sweltering hot. I finally just got my AC installed.
So won't be long.
Do you guys live places where you're getting heat in Canada already in May?
I know.
I hate you guys.
I know.
It's the best day that we've had this year is 10 degrees in Newfoundland.
I mean, don't worry, Jeremy. I mean, there have been times, like in May, where it snowed in Ottawa. So
no, we're gonna hit 30 and plus in the next 4 or 5 days with the humidity here.
Yeah. I know. It feels like a weird thing to complain about. Like,
but
it's scary. This amazing weather.
But it's May. It's May. We shouldn't have 30 degrees in May.
Yeah.
We shouldn't. If you imagine what July and August is going to be like here, I'm going to be melting. I'm melting.
Yeah.
All right. So, Luna, we've been talking about a few things, and we can get your opinion, and it'll help extend time order. So let's get your opinion on the things we were talking about. Not everything, but there's 2 parts. Shea Weber's back. He says he's 100% ready to go for game 1 of the playoffs. Looks good in practice. So, he missed the 8 games. They sort of looked a little better when he was out. But what do you think him coming back? How do you feel it'll go?
Yeah, and he's starting on the 4th pairing with Merrill, right? Or that's what?
3rd pairing. No. I think that's in practice, but I think we'll find out. I didn't see anything today. Honestly, I didn't see anything today how they were lining up. But I wouldn't think. You think Weber's going to play 3rd pairing?
I mean, maybe because he wasn't able to play anything before.
I haven't heard anything, but I'm going to be surprised if I see that. I have to admit, I'm going to be surprised. But what do you think about having him back? And then I want to ask a question. You could be the first one to answer. Who does he line up with? Does he line up with Sherratt?
So having him back is, I don't know, kind of a 50-50 thing for me. But I understand he's the captain. Everyone's very excited to have him back. I would hope that he had been doing some sort of off skates program with his team, being a captain and all. But
yeah, I'm sure he was.
I mean, it must be a big push for the team to have their captain back on the ice with them, regardless of whether or not we feel like he's had a good season. It's still their captain, so they must feel pretty good about that, which we have to feel pretty good about, right?
Yeah.
And then who he's going to play with, I hope not sure, because that hasn't been working. But
it might work better in the playoffs. So you think it could work better in the playoffs where you can be more physical?
The playoffs are just like this anomaly that we don't know what's going to happen. So like, but you only have so many games to try out things.
But realistically, now I'm not saying who you would have him line up with, because I'm sure you wouldn't have him line up with Sherratt. Will Dominic Ducharme have him line up with Sherratt, in your opinion?
I mean, he's been practicing him without Sherratt, so I would assume no.
Jeremy, what do you think?
I'm thinking that he'll be on the line with Ben, regardless. But with Ducharme, you just never know. Because if you had to tell me that KK and Romanov wasn't going to be in the lineup for Game 1, bud, I'd laugh at you.
I know. Shamir, what do you think? You think he lines up with Sherratt?
I think that he does, as much as I hate to say it. I'm not a huge fan of that pairing, but I mean, they didn't do too bad in the RTP last year, so hopefully they can find some of that magic again.
I absolutely 100% agree with Shamir. It's Ducharme. He's lining up with Sherratt. Now, second part to that question is, who would you line him up with? We'll go backwards. Shamir, who would you line him up with?
I would maybe line him up with. I think he played pretty decent with Kulak, didn't he?
Yes, I think so too. Yep.
Yeah.
I think everybody's probably going to be in agreement with that, right?
That's exactly who I was going to say. Shamir, you're spot on, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Now, on top of that, who do you line Sherratt up with? Do you put him with Petrie, or do you put him with? I guess it's going to be Merrill on the third pairing. So will you break up Edmondson and Petrie and put Sherratt there, or Sherratt goes to the third pairing? Sherratt goes to third pairing, I think, too.
I would scratch Merrill and put Romanov on with
that's
Sherratt.
not going to happen, though. That's confirmed. They're not doing that. Listen, it might happen.
First game.
It might happen in Game 2. It's just not happening in Game 1. But you might be right. But he's going to line up with Merrill that's where I would put him. Because I'm not breaking up Edmondson, Petrie. I mean, that's.
Oh, I don't think you could.
That's a very good working defensive pair for us. So.
Yeah, that
is like sacrosanct right now.
Yeah, like if that's the one thing on our back end that I don't F with at all is that line.
Now, I've got a question for you guys. We know how the forward lines are, and we know we're probably all of us. Well, we all fall into this, that we believe Cole Caulfield probably should be in the lineup for even starting. And we're probably okay, at least, with KK being out first game. And I'm not sure Jeremy is, but I think the other three of us are, right? Okay. So how would you – who would you line – well, it's obvious Caulfield would play with Suzuki, right? So I just know what my point is. Who would you line them up with? Where would they fit into the lineup? Who comes out? Where do they go in? I think it's obvious. I just want to get you. Maybe you might surprise me. Sorry, yeah. So instead of where the lineup is, we pretty much all think KK and Caulfield should be in. So where do you place them in the lineup?
I mean, okay, so I love KK. He is my son. I love him so much.
A son from another mother? Does that work? No, that doesn't work.
He is my baby boy. But he has not been doing so great as of lately.
Right.
He has been struggling quite a bit, whereas Suzuki has the hot hand. So I understand sitting him for this first game. Do I like it? No, not so much, but I understand it. And Cole Caulfield is brand spanking new, so you're gonna sit him for this first game and see how it goes, and then pull in that that secret weapon in game 2 if needed, right? You're going to feel out this first game and pull in Cole Caulfield for game 2 if needed. But if it was like we're playing Cole Caulfield, yeah, Toffoli, Suzuki, Caulfield for sure.
Okay, but wait, well, you missed out. Where would you slot them in then? Who comes out for them to get in the lineup if you were putting them in the lineup?
Oh. Now I have to think about the.
You want us to come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me.
Pass.
Pass.
I take out the 2 vets. Chances are it's good. If they need to come in, it's going to be because Perry and Staal aren't quick enough to keep up with Toronto. As far as the lineup, I like Suzuki, Caulfield, and Armia. That lineup, when they tried it there the week, I did like that. KK right now on the 4th line, maybe with Byron. I remember we used to have a saying amongst my Habs friends down here that you just put Paul Byron on with anybody. If your line is struggling, you put Paul Byron on him. He'll get him going. I'm really. I just want to say I am pretty biased with Finnish players. If you can't be Canadian, I'm generally cheer for Finnish players. And even in F1, I'm a big Raikkonen fan. There's Shamir outside of the Canadians, right? So that's why I want KK in so much. In the Finns, I trust. They're good hockey players, but yeah, Armia for sure with Caulfield and Suzuki. I love that line. You can't drop Tatar down to the 4th line, in my opinion. It's hard to say. I'm going to think about the 4th line. Up to you, Shamir.
No, you don't have to think about the 4th line. But yeah, I get where you're going. And you said something really interesting that I'm going to touch on after. We'll get to about KK not like playing maybe 4th line, not 3rd line. Shamir, what would you do with how would you bring them in, and who goes out?
I would definitely put Caulfield with Suzuki. That definitely had been working, and I would probably put him also with either Toffoli or Anderson, just because Anderson being that big body in case to protect from the headhunters. I'm not sure who would be out on defense with, if Caulfield's line was out there, but Anderson being the big body on that line. And to take out, it likely would be one of the 2 veterans like Perry or Frolik if they're not really.
But Frolik's
So then most likely Perry if he's not having his Perry moments.
For me, this is what I would do. I want to see obviously Caulfield with Suzuki. I'm okay with Toffoli on the other wing. Now for KK, I'm just saying that was the line that basically they had success in that last game and everything together. So I'm okay with that staying together. I don't touch the 1st line, but we're not talking about 1st line. Now, I probably would have said KK. I'd pull Staal, put KK there. Now, for me, I'd pull Staal, especially unless he's having a great first game, but otherwise I'm pulling Staal. But I'm not putting KK there. I think I'm shifting Evans up, putting KK on 4th line. With and I'm just going to give him, you know what? For Jeremy, the finish line on the 4th line, Lecky, KK, Armia. And then the 3rd line is Byron.
I like that.
Byron, Evans, and Anderson.
Do you want to break up the Bell line, though?
The
Bell line.
What's the Bell line? I don't know that one.
Byron, Evans, and Lehkonen. So that was the line that was having.
No, it was good, and yeah, maybe not have Lecky. Like I can see playing with that, but I think the main thing was that I think I'd put KK 4th line and move Evans up because Evans has been playing a lot better than KK in the last little bit. And I think he deserves that shot. I think he'd do. I kind of think Evans might be our dark horse Cinderella story this year.
Yeah.
He's the perfect candidate for it.
No, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's how I go with that one.
And like I said, and the last 2 weeks, he's been definitely one of our better players on the ice, even if he's not a goal-scoring machine.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's one more thing that we had. Now that's weird. It says Jason is a new member twice.
Maybe he upgraded from one to another. Could be.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I'm not sure why, but if you did that, I appreciate that, Jason. I really do. Because there's two of them. See, there's this one. They're the same, but there's two. I don't know. But thank you.
10 minutes apart. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. That's very weird. Thank you so much. So some more Jason hype and some more new member hype.
Yeah.
I'm not sure now. Do I have
Jason,
31 or anyway? Carey Price, did you see the this is for Luna because we talked about this. Did you see the video of him? He gave up a goal in practice.
Yeah.
He wasn't too happy about it, and he broke his stick against the post.
Okay, some people were saying that was a video from like a year ago.
It's possible, but I did not see that.
So I saw that and immediately I was like, oh no. And then I checked out some of my Facebook groups and some people commented saying like, oh, this is a video from like a year ago. Why is this posted now?
That's the first I'm hearing of that. And you know what? That's always possible. It's always possible.
But yeah, it was definitely posted like with the first time I saw it, it was posted with an article saying like, hey, in 24 hours, we're facing the Leafs in game 1 of blah, blah, blah. And Carey Price is frustrated. So it was.
Yeah, see, that's the question I was going to ask because this is
so I don't know for certain, but a lot of people were telling me that this was a video from a year ago. Yeah,
I hadn't heard that. So, okay, it's possible. So it's still, say this is true. Since you brought in this new information, we're going to ask this. But say this is true, and he did this today. So a lot of people on Twitter, they're talking about how this shows, oh, Price is ready, he's getting fired up, blah, blah, blah. So I said this is a possibility, right? Or it could mean that he's frustrated with himself that he's not ready yet. He should have had that puck. Why am I not ready? Like that kind of a thing. So it could be either way. If this is the case, and I know now you've just thrown a lot of doubt on that, but if it is the case, how would you see that? How would you feel about it? That he's getting ready, or maybe it's concerning that he's not confident yet.
I also know, as someone who has had multiple concussions, that getting emotional is very easy. Getting frustrated, getting mad, crying even. I definitely wasn't a person that cried. But when someone hit me above the shoulders or did something I didn't like, it suddenly just flowed out of me very easily after my second concussion. So this emotional outburst can definitely be a symptom of that. And it could just be that he's experiencing symptoms of multiple concussions.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's definitely also, yay, he cares about doing well.
Well, yeah. Well, that's it. Everybody's been talking about how he doesn't look like he cares. He's not in it. He's not this, right? So that's why if this happened today, if it did happen today, that people are going, oh, yeah, you see now he's ready, he's pumped, he's, Carey Price is back. So
I won't say whether or not that makes him 100% ready. I can't speak to that, really.
No, me neither. I mean,
but these emotional outbursts, I can say have
it's a good point.
Have stuck with me.
Never thought of that. Yeah,
for years and years after I've had these concussions.
Yeah,
so that's just something that sticks with you afterwards.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I totally had never. By the way, Jason, thank you. The upgrade, he confirmed this upgrade. Yeah, I had never thought of that and that's it's a possibility for something like that happening. And I'm sure part goes with he's frustrated, he missed it, and then okay. Now I'm out of stuff. You guys got anything you want to bring up?
First off, thanks, Luna. You just gave me something to do now in about a half hour or so when I get home. I'm going to find out if that video was from today or last year because you got me curious now.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I like the guys here. I thought that was from today.
Same.
But I haven't seen TSN or anything today. So I have no idea what's going on.
Because I remember seeing like a video similar to that a year ago. I do remember seeing a video similar to that where Carey Price breaks his stick at practice. But
the picture,
I saw it with like a recent tweet, a tweet from today, and
this
an
picture
article from today. So I don't know.
I got this picture online.
Yeah.
And I believe it said it was from today because it was posted 56 minutes before I pulled it.
Yeah, it all said it was from today, but like people commented on the video being like, "What the fuck? That's from a year ago. Why are you?"
Yeah, but you know, he might have done this a year ago as well. I mean, it could be that he's done this before. That's all. But the picture that I pulled was posted 56 minutes before I downloaded this. So that it leads me to think that this happened today. That's all.
They're still in Montreal?
Yeah, sure. Of course they're. No.
Oh no, because I thought
they left today. They left today for Toronto. So I don't know if that was in Toronto or I think they practiced here, then went to Toronto.
Okay. No, because I seen the Bell logo in the background, and I was thinking that they would have been in Toronto by now. But you're absolutely
they were
right.
leaving today. They were leaving today, so I imagine they practiced this morning and then went for the flight to Toronto.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking because if I can fly to Toronto in 4 hours, they can definitely get there in like an hour or so.
Well, where are you? Where are you located? Where?
I'm in the oldest city of North America, St. John's.
Yes,
oh, right, you said Newfoundland. Okay, so like Scotty's there. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you're like it's like it's fun. It's like a different world. Weather-wise and all that. It's like
absolutely.
It's like you get what summer for what 2 weeks?
Yeah, we get summer for the last of July, beginning of August. We have this regatta boat race on the go in August, and once that happens, it's just crap weather then, and we get like a week or so just before the end of golf season. It seems in October here, so.
Well, it's usually like August, September, where the weather's kind of okay, and also that's when there's no bugs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
we got bugs. We got like you walk down the street, the sidewalk, and you hit these cloud already. The clouds of bugs are out already.
Oh no! Well, like
crazy.
So I don't know about St. John's, but like my parents are in Howley and Deer Lake.
Oh, West Coast.
Yeah. So it's a lot of bugs outside of August and September. You go down in August and September, and there's not as many bugs.
No, once it starts cooling off a bit.
Yeah.
I tell everybody that I meet from away or friends of friends from away is like Newfoundland's the most beautiful place, but we are definitely not here for the weather.
Now, I got a question for you. How come you don't sound like you come from Newfoundland? Where'd you lose your accent? How come you don't have an accent?
You know, I get that a lot. It's funny. I grew up in rural Newfoundland, about 2 hours outside of the city. And when I was living out there, they used to call me a townie, which is if you live in the city, you're a townie. And when I came in here, they said I was a Bayman, but everybody said I talk more like I'm from Winnipeg than Newfoundland.
You do. That's it. Exactly. You do. You sound like you come from, out west more than you do from there. That's weird.
I'm guessing it's partly because of the smoke, or
just wait till he's had a few beers and you'll hear it.
Pardon?
No.
Wait till he's had a few beers and you'll hear it.
Oh yeah. You get some good scotch and some Guinness in me, and it's probably more Irish, but
it's funny because like my mom's from Harbor Breton, and
oh god,
yes.
Yeah,
she and like we've lived in we moved to Oshawa when I was like 1 year old. We've lived in Oshawa, Ontario forever, and she'll talk like with this Ontario accent, and then the phone rings and it's her sister, and she's like, "Oh my, how you doing, mate? Oh fuck, dear, yes, it's fucking cold down here, my bye." completely flips. It's insane.
There's a lot of little places in around our beautiful little island that I dated a girl when I was in high school out around the bay. Not even an hour away, like maybe 40 minutes up the shore, as we would have said. And I'd just be sitting there at a party, just dumbfounded because I couldn't understand a bloody word they were saying.
Yep.
But I used to do public speaking in school.
Oh, that's why. It must be why.
That would help it, yeah.
Yeah.
And pronunciation.
You do not sound like you come from Newfoundland. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Just it's like that's why I did not know where you came from, because that's not where I would have picked. There's no way I would have said from there.
A lot of, even if I don't sound it, there's a lot of things like I didn't know.
Hear it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to. I mean,
yeah.
Even like the best of us,
I suppose I have like a bit of an ear for it, but like I can hear it.
Well, you got family from Harbor Breton, so you definitely got the ear for it.
My mom's from Harbor Breton, and my dad's from Port Saunders. So.
Oh, so you got like, so deep down, you're a Noof.
It's either way. And they had the audacity to leave Newfoundland and have me and my sister in BC, and then we moved on to Ontario.
They left BC?
My dad wanted to work at GM.
No, I was in the reserves for a couple of years, and I spent 6 months in Chilliwack, BC, and just fell in love with BC.
Yeah.
It probably, if I could live anywhere outside of Newfoundland, it would definitely be somewhere in BC.
Yeah. Still have a lot of people down there.
Plus, my football team is just south of the border there in Seattle, so.
You go see the Kraken.
The Kraken.
Yeah.
The Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. So, what else besides geography?
Did you guys talk about like Romanoff being out and how you feel about that?
We didn't actually. We actually did not. That's a good question.
I don't like it.
Okay, so let's go around. So you asked it. Give us your opinion.
Yeah. He has had a solid season. I don't know why. Besides the fact that Weber's coming back, which makes no sense to me. Like, sit Merrill. Why are you sitting Romanoff? It makes no sense to me that he's not playing this first game.
I'll tell you why Merrill.
He's a great defenseman. I don't understand it.
I can tell you why Merrill. I mean, there's a reason why Merrill, because of he's got experience. He played with he was with Vegas for 3 years, so he's played in the playoffs. I mean, this is the reason why they're going with experience. So
I guess
I get it. Also, you have to take into account, by all accounts, Romanov hasn't been at his best the last month, right? So you're talking about a guy who's come from the KHL where he didn't play a ton. They kept his minutes down. They don't play as many games, I don't think, over there as well. Yeah. So at the end of the season, you can understand he might have been, if you remember KK, his first year, by near the end of the season, he kind of hit a wall, right? So I have a feeling these things play into account. But he'll get in, though, because Ducharme said he figures he's going to need about 14 or 15 forwards and 7 or 8 defensemen by the time the series is over. So, yeah, I mean, he'll get in. It's just the same thing for all three of them. They want them to see it up close and get a different view of it first before they get in there. So they're not surprised by the speed of the game, by, the hitting is harder. Everything's more intense. I think that's what it's all about. Really do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I didn't like seeing that either,
it just reminds me of that, hey, you want a job, but you don't have experience, but how can you get experience if you don't get the job? Then what? Let's ride and die, right?
But he's not saying they're not going to play, though. So, it's not like they're not going to get in. He's saying they will get in, just not in the first game or two.
Yeah.
Hopefully when he gets in, it's not too late.
Well,
But-
that's the question, right? It's the question for me, because it does make more sense that you're going to go with your veterans first, give them that opportunity because it's harder to go the other way around. It makes it harder, more strained on the team, more strained on everybody. The egos and all that stuff have to come into play. So, so it's just a matter of, how long does he wait if it doesn't go as he hopes it will go before he makes the changes that are going to be required?
So this is the thing. Like, I understand going with Merrill because he has playoff experience, but Romanov has chemistry with the team.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be about that to start with, right? And remember,
I
too.
don't know, I feel like that would be a better asset than playoff experience.
No, I get it. But think about it in this way, too. I was just thinking, oh, by the way, before I start I'm growing my playoff beard. If anyone's wondering why I need to shave, my playoff beard started. Okay, so think about it kind of like, you know what? I shouldn't have diverted. I totally lost my train of thought. What was it the last thing you said? It'll get me back.
I was saying how I feel like Romanov has more chemistry with the team versus Merrill's experience, and I feel like the chemistry with the team is more pertinent to the situation.
Okay, this was what I was going to say. So, and we've been saying this, right? It's the playoffs. It's a whole new season.
Sure.
Right? It's a blank slate. So I'm not so sure that comes into play here because it being the playoffs, you kind of really do want to at least get off on the good foot, and hopefully it's guys that have experience that know what to expect from the playoffs. So I can understand that if he was around for 2-3 years, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So it's just that it's his first year. So I don't read much into it. Just that they want to put them off on their best foot and give them the best chance to succeed. That's how it's coming across. Anyway.
Well, I do feel like it's a 50-50 gamble between those two. I personally would have gone with Romanov.
No, it is a 50-50 gamble. But, if you're going to gamble
I understand going the other way as well, but
if you're going to gamble, you kind of want to go with the experience only in that it's harder to get them back on board if you've ignored them for the young guys, right? Whereas if you brought them in, it's really easy to get the young guys on board for you, right? They're going to be anxious to go. Yeah. Whereas the veterans are going to be, okay, you didn't want us the first game though, right? Where the kid's not going to do that. Kid's going to be, like the dog. You lock your dog and your girlfriend in the trunk of a car.
Oh, no.
When you open the trunk.
Don't do that.
No, but when you open the trunk, who's going to be happy to see you? Who's going to be happy to see you? Your girlfriend? No. Your dog is, though. Right? Your dog's going to be happy to see you. Oh, you let me out. Thank you. I love you. Girlfriend's not. It's kind of like that. It's a good way. It's a good analogy. Come on.
Okay, I think you just broke me.
It's true what I said, right? And listen, if you like it the other way around, you like your boyfriend or your dog, your boyfriend ain't going to be happy when he gets out. The dog is.
See, members, this is one of the perks of membership. You can get to participate in this.
Which is better to have, a boyfriend or a dog? Sounds like the dog might be winning here.
Don't lock anything in the trunk of a car unless it's an inanimate object.
It's a hypothetical situation, which is not serious. But
you're right, Shamir. This is great content right here.
Gotta give them something every episode. Gotta give them something. We're losing them as there must be a game starting. That's why.
Well, it's Edmonton and Winnipeg tonight, right? Game 1.
9:00. Yeah, I'm supposed to have it on my thing here, but
it is 9:39.
No, it started at 9.
Ontario time. It's 9:39.
Yeah, so the game is on, and for some reason, you don't want to give me the game. Oh, here we go. Let's see what the game is doing.
It's 0-0.
0-0. Playoff score. Yeah, I was going to monitor
5:25 left in the first period.
all I gotta say after this conversation today, and the different opinions, if Ducharme don't get it right, I really look forward to the day that I sit down and talk to you guys again, and we're discussing bringing Patrick Roy in as the coach.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to go that way.
I see a conversation coming. That's
I
all
want
I'm going
it
to say.
happen. I want Patrick Law.
My problem is, I think I'm going to be the only.
Just for a
Shamir,
year.
you're my bodyguard. You're my bodyguard. So you have to be on the side, because I'm going to be one of the only people on the side where I'm very trepidatious about that scenario.
I just want him to come in for like a year and fuck shit up and see if we can.
Yeah, I mean, even if he does come in, he's definitely not a long-term.
No, he's not going to be long.
So.
Yeah.
No.
But he's going to make sure that room is tight and they all know their role.
Yup.
So what we're going to have to do here when we have that, it's going to look like no, that won't. This is what it's going to look like. Me on one side, everybody else on the other side. Yep.
You got the experience. We're gonna bring the youth perspective here. So
no, but you know what? I say that, but considering that, if they did bring him in, it would be very short term. I would think
it would be very short term. Yeah.
2, maybe 3 years, 2.5 years. I don't see it being longer than that. But it's not a bad idea considering. I think they have a players type of coach, and they got another players type of coach in Ducharme, and I don't know. You got to go the other way. Next coach, right? So, yeah, I mean, he'll kick ass. He'll be very controversial. He'll take the heat off of the team when it needs to be taken off, and that might not be a bad thing. I have to admit.
So along those lines, I think like one question that I did see posed like in another chat on the Habs, I forget who it was, posed the question. So who do you think would be on the shorter leash, Dubas or Bergevin? In terms of the losing team, after
Dubas.
For sure.
I would say so.
They're going to melt that team down and pour them into molds and then hide them in a warehouse behind boxes, because if this team loses the first round, they can lose after. If they don't win this first round, heads are going to roll, man.
Especially after going all in during the off season and and the trade deadline.
That's where their pressure. That's where their pressure comes from, right? It's like a must-win series. It's not a question of it can be close. They lost by a game. It went to 7. No, they have to win.
It's been like that so many years, prior to that too.
They have to win, and then you add that it's against Montreal.
Yeah.
And then that just put gasoline on the fire. So Leafs fans who say that there's no pressure and it's on Montreal, they're just in denial.
So remember, Luna, in one of the previous chats when you typed in, if the Leafs win the cup and then the city is going to burn. I think that could happen after round 1 if they lose.
If they lose, it will happen after.
I mean, it might happen too.
There's going to be a riot. They're going to be. I think either way, there's a riot. If they lose in round 1, there's a riot. If they win the cup, there's a riot.
Vancouver style after the finals.
And let's be honest. With the way Mr. Ford's been doing a few things there in Ontario, they're just looking for a reason to riot. So
exactly. All that pent up frustration. If they lose in the first round, I don't even know what it's going to look like down there.
Oh, BT Dubs! I'm getting my vax tomorrow. Yay.
Hey, awesome!
Hey, I'm getting mine on Sunday.
Jeff's not here, so we can go. Hey,
I know, right?
Jeff's not getting vaxxed.
They finally opened it up to everyone
now.
everyone over 18 in Ontario. Just everyone.
Okay, listen, let's talk vaccination for a second. It's been here a while. I got a question for you. In Nova Scotia, and we know, I think across the country, right, they said it's okay for 12 to 17 now, right, to get vaccinated. Now, in Nova Scotia, in Nova Scotia, the head doctor there, I think it's the head doctor. Anyway, they asked him, will a parent's permission be needed? And they said no.
What? Any kid under 18 is supposed to have parent consent. As a parent, I know this. No.
12 to 17, he said, it's just like getting a vaccination in a school. They don't need to have parents' permission for that. It's the same thing, and we're going to do that. And that's not true. You need parents' permission to get vaccinated in school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of that? That this government in Nova Scotia has decided that it's a kid can just go and get a vaccine on his own?
Absolutely deplorable. Not just as a parent, but like I work with the school board. That's overstepping boundaries.
Yeah.
I think, like, personally, those kids I don't think need to get vaxxed. I understand that us old people need to get vaxxed. I'm not rushing out. I've just been waiting. We haven't had a big supply of it here. It's only now starting to trickle down to my age group.
Yeah.
But I'm not going anywhere with my schedule and stuff. I'm not a top priority, I guess. All my friends have kids,
you work in a school. You should be, but yeah.
I start at 3:00 though, so when I get in, it's just
matter.
some teachers
You're indoors. No, but you're indoors, and you should still be a priority. My opinion, obviously, my opinion.
I was looking at it, and I am going to get it. I'm waiting for like NoFX or someone like that to start touring in Canada. Like I want to get it, but I want a reason. I'm not going to rush out to get it over somebody else that may need it more.
I definitely felt the same way because like I'm 35. I'm like the last person who would get it. Like it doesn't matter if I get it or not.
It's not true though.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Like
not anymore.
Someone older or younger definitely needs it more than I do.
Your age group is actually the big problem right now.
It's the big problem because they're idiots, right?
Well, and by getting the vaccine takes away the problem.
But I'm not an idiot. I stay away from people. I wear my mask.
I
do my due diligence, right?
No, I get that.
So me getting it isn't really a huge priority. The only reason I signed up for it now is because like that day it really opened up. People were just sending me things, and plus, my partner and I are moving to Nova Scotia, so I figure it would be easier for us to kind of acclimate, and we wouldn't have to quarantine for so long if we get our vaccine, at least the first dose before we go down there, and people would feel better about us going down there, right? So that's the only reason why I'm getting it. So that's like a reason for me to get it.
I'm also petrified of needles. Like the only way you can make getting a needle worse for me is that if we did it on somewhere high up and I got to look over and see, like, I don't like heights. I don't like needles.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. If I hadn't been looking at the person giving me the needle, I would not have known he gave me the needle.
Yeah.
I did not feel not a thing. So the new needles that whatever they're using, they're so thin you don't feel them. So I can tell you this: if you're afraid of needles, just look away. I think you're gonna be. You mean it's done? No, you didn't give me the needle.
I hope so.
Think of clips of Montreal scoring on Toronto. That should cheer you up and distract you.
No, but I've heard this from. Listen, it's not just my own experience. I heard this from a number of other people. Said the same thing. They didn't feel it at all.
Yeah, actually, Gareth got his today, and he said that. He said it didn't feel a thing. So.
Literally, not a thing.
I am getting a lot of pressure from my parents, from my ex.
Like, you definitely don't have to get it. You don't have to. There's literally
if that's something that's worrying you, I'm telling you, Matt, you're not going to feel the needle.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, and then you can, I did. I swear to God, if I wasn't looking at the guy putting the needle in, I would not have known that I got the shot.
Well, so like I tell everybody, I will get it.
We're not trying to pressure you. We're not trying to pressure you. Don't worry about that.
I'm getting a lot of pressure.
Yeah, you're not getting it from here. It's your choice. Certain amount of people aren't going to get it, and to get herd immunity, not everybody has to get it.
Not everyone has to get it. Yeah.
So
Now
That's
the
all.
girl that I'm seeing just recently got it done, and she's kind of been calling me out too and
Well, there
questioning
you
my
go.
manhood, and you know,
Ooh.
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
exactly. Yeah, she's pulling out all the punches.
And there you
But
go.
then she looks at me, she says, "Just because I care and I want you to be safe, you know."
That's fair.
It's like
That's
tough
fair.
love, you know. But
Yeah.
I guess as a guy, I'm just going to be stubborn, you know.
As
Yeah,
you
and
were
then she
wanting.
goes, well, guess what? You're not getting tonight until you get your. And then guess what? Jeremy's got an appointment booked the next day.
Absolutely,
The next day.
absolutely,
8
Rick.
a.m.
Right? Like it's
That's how it works.
definitely a good motivation tool. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, of course it is. They know. They know.
Oh,
better.
absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, it's that one ace that they all got on us. You know.
Oh Lord.
Luna's she's not saying anything on that. No. Not giving away secrets.
Because she
If
knows.
I tell you guys, they'll take away my pearls.
Exactly. Exactly. You can't give away those secrets.
No, that's for sure.
So does anybody have anything hockey to add, or are we at the conclusion of our video?
Well,
I guess-
I just looked at the time. I got to go up and let the girls know that I'm still alive upstairs, and because we're
No
about
problem,
to check out in about 10 minutes. Once again, guys, it was great to be on with you too, and it was nice to get to chat with you, Luna, as well.
It was great. It was great having you. It was great having you. You did a great job, by the way. Just to let you know. So.
And I'm loving all the Newfie support here, and you know.
Bye.
Yes,
Hey,
bye. There you go.
Listen, there's a lot of subscribers to this channel from Newfoundland, from Nova Scotia. It freaks me out how many. So you got lots of support down there, especially from here. So no worries there. But
well, it's like this. I know I took out, I believe, the smallest amount of the membership. I will be upgrading, and it's no. And this is a personal challenge. I want all of my fellow Newfoundlanders that are on this who enjoy this channel and stuff to. I know times are tough, but come on, cup of coffee a month. Come on, let's do it.
It's nothing.
Starts as low as $1.99 a month.
Oh,
We should appoint you as the ambassador, like our spokesperson, to help spread the word in Newfoundland.
There you go.
You know,
That's it.
Talking Habs ambassador.
Yes.
That's it.
I thank you for that, Jeremy.
We need to get some shirts going.
Yeah, well, there will be eventually. There'll be some merchandise going.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, I'll be more than happy to be free advertising.
I'm hoping by next season I'll have something.
And also next season, once hopefully things get back to normal, we can hopefully do a meetup at some point.
Well, I can tell you, I am planning as soon as one of my unknown punk rock groups play Canada. There's a list of them that I need to see. This is going to be. I got to see Pennywise soon.
Oh.
After this pandemic, outside of sports and music, there's the only thing that's been keeping everybody sane. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting back up to Montreal. I'm always up around the Ontario region, and Ottawa is one of the few cities I haven't been in. So I'm also, like I said, actually, Shamir, talking about a meetup next year, Montreal GP. I was saying to Rick, I'm planning on getting up. I've been wanting to go up the last 2 years, but
if they have
no
it,
race.
who knows?
If they have it with fans,
yeah.
I bet see you somewhere up in Montreal, guys.
Well, if you guys come up for that, we'll get a meetup going when you guys are in town for that. Definitely.
Yes. Show this friendly Newfoundlander around the city.
Do some roller hockey too.
No, listen, I don't go out anymore. Someone's gonna have to show me around the city now. That's the problem. But no, I know my city. It's not a worry. Not a worry. All right, so
awesome.
So I guess we're gonna call it a night. So Jeremy, I want to thank you. You did an awesome job, and you'll be back. Definitely getting more invitations. Luna, as always, thank you so much, and for coming in after you got your air conditioner. Must be much nicer now there.
It's
All
getting
right.
there.
Like
Yeah.
seriously, I'm done now. I'm going. You guys are going to be bragging about your hot weather.
Yeah, it's hot here.
I'm still wearing a toque at work, and it's
Oh,
May. So come on, right? Like, cut me some slack here now. You're hurting me.
What can we do? That's just how it is. What can we do? What can we do?
So once again,
Sure.
Newfoundland's getting the shitty end, right?
Yeah, of course. That's why you're half hour. You're an hour and a half later.
Hour and
than
a
we
half.
are. Yeah.
Just for funsies, Newfoundland is like, no, another half hour.
We want to be just that much different. We just want something else to be made fun of,
Hit
right?
the
There
snooze
you go,
button for another
exactly.
half hour.
Exactly.
Hey, we're the
Shamir.
first ones to celebrate New Year's every year, though.
That's true. No, but Australians are, or aren't they, or something like that?
Yeah, but they're not North American, so they don't count. No.
Oh, in North America, yeah, you're the
Oh.
first ones. Yeah, that's true. Shamir, thanks as always for being here as well.
Anytime,
And,
Rick.
he's my bodyguard, so
Yeah.
you gotta get the darker glasses.
Yeah, and the and the walkie-talkie.
Yeah, although the headphones kind of he does the job.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
have a good one, Jeremy. I'm gonna take you out. Have a good one. Speak to you soon.
All right, you too.
All right, so we're gonna head out here. I want to thank everybody. The new member, Jason, is a new member. Let me see what we got here. Gotta go to comments. Jason, for being a new member, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Matt and Habs Guru for the donos, I appreciate that so much as well. And so this is the first membership drive. We got a new member, and we'll be doing this. I'll be doing this every week, and hopefully we'll have these guys back with me in some form of or combination. But yeah, we'll be doing these membership drives for a little bit to bump up the membership totals. And we'll be back tomorrow. Pre-game show is at 6:00. Hopefully some of these people will be here. I didn't invite them yet, but hopefully if they're able to get away from work and shit. But I'm here at 6:00 for the pregame. Going to do an hour pregame and then take a half hour off and back for the game. It should be a really exciting, hopefully good result game, or else it'll be over real quick with the first goal in the chat. It'll be over. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But we'll see you tomorrow. And just thanks for being here, everybody who was here. And if you're still here on your way out, give a thumbs up if you had fun. Listen to us chat. And once again, thanks, Luna. Thanks, Shamir. And thanks, everybody out there. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. See you next video and live stream. And peace out, y'all. See you next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.